Vegeta is one of the most polarizing, I wouldn't say even polarizing, I would say that Vegeta is one of the most underappreciated characters in Dragon Ball. And honestly, we already know that this is going to be destined to happen with what happened between him and Granola in the previous chapters when he fought Granola and that he turned, or he actually not turned, but he actually lost. Like, as a Vegeta fan, it really does suck. It does suck to know that Vegetas will always lose no matter what it is. And I just hate it. I really do. And I know you hate it because you're listening to this video. Like, this is honestly one of the most like disrespected characters in history. Like, who has more L's than Vegeta, realistically speaking? The only one, and what's funny to me is that I love when a lot of Goku fans be like, oh, Goku wins every fucking time. No, he doesn't. He really does not win every time. Goku is like one of those characters that always loses, just as much as Vegeta. If not, I think he lost more than Vegeta because he had more screen time in Dragon Ball. If you really look at it, Vegeta only had screen time until at the early Dragon Ball Z days. Goku has always been around since Dragon Ball. If you want to include the non-canon shit, maybe Vegeta, but in Dragon Ball, in the original Dragon Ball, you had Kid Goku always, like, I mean, Kid Goku was losing here and there at times. He lost to Piccolo, he lost to but he was also winning against a lot of minor characters as well, just as well as Vegeta, because Vegeta also beat the entirety of the Ginyu Force. Every last Ginyu Force character he has beaten, from my knowledge, and you know, Goku has beaten a lot of characters on his own as well. So like I said, like, the wins are there, but we're talking about the losses. And from the losses, I do believe that, if I'm not mistaken, I think that canonically speaking, Goku has more L's. Like, you want to talk about Jiren, you want to talk about, even though Vegeta did lose to Jiren, to be fair, he did lose to Jiren, he also lost to Frieza. Both of them lost to Frieza in some form or fashion, because if you really think about it, Goku was getting his ass whooped by Frieza. I think the latter half of it, like the first half of him fighting Frieza, he was losing until Krillin died. And then that's when he started really, you know, winning against Frieza. But I consider that like a half a battle, because I think it was more 1-to-1, and Goku ultimately won in the end because obviously he's the main character and he beat Frieza back in the Frieza saga. Now with Vegeta, this is interesting because some might say, you know, Frieza did a cheap blow against Vegeta at that time, and it's like Vegeta technically lost, but that's kind of a thing. Like, most of the fights in Dragon Ball, it's like one-sided, because it's not really one-sided, but it's more like debatable to ask who actually won that battle. Because even Vegeta, or no, even Goku fans at right now, back in the Saiyan saga, we knew that like Goku won only because he had Gohan, he had Krillin, he had Yajirobe when they was fighting Vegeta. If it wasn't for that, Goku would have fucking lost, and we all knew this. He even admitted in the manga that Vegeta was stronger than him at that time. So what's the argument there? I don't understand why people keep saying, you know, Goku won against Vegeta when he was literally laying there the entire time as Gohan and the rest of them was beating the hell out of Vegeta. And when Gohan turned monkey, he landed on Vegeta, and that's why Vegeta ultimately lost against the whole group. But he ain't lose against Goku. Like, Vegeta is always like, he's been winning against Goku the entire time, and Goku has never lost, I mean, has never won against Vegeta yet. So like, people need to remember that and stop having their heads foggy that, you know, Vegeta is just this character that always loses. He's not a character that always loses. He's just a character that always loses against main characters, which is, I mean, to be fair, it's still bad. I mean, it's real bad actually, because, you know, you had Jiren beating the shit out of him, you had Frieza disrespecting him, you had a lot of characters that disrespected the living fuck out of Vegeta too. And I hate the fact that Super Vegeta, you know, back in the Cell saga, where he was like, oh, power up to your fullest extent, and it's like, bro, what the fuck? Because it's like, you have the chance to beat him and actually claim victory. And if he had actually beaten Cell right there and right then and there, like, that would have been his first major victory against a villain, and that would have been actually legitimately awesome for Vegeta. But, you know, they had to give Gohan the win, and, you know, whatever the case may be. Akira Toriyama already said that he doesn't like the character. I don't know why he makes the character or why he even made the character in the first place. I mean, because if I didn't like the character that I made, then I wouldn't put him in my show. But I guess Vegeta's a laughingstock, until whatever happens with him and the franchise. Now, the franchise for next year, you had Dragon Ball Superheroes, or whatever the case may be. Superheroes is a new movie that's coming out next year. I think early next year, like January, something like that. Maybe kind of like when Broly was out. And if it does come out, I'm just like this, okay, what are we going to expect from the characters besides Goku? Because at this point, nobody cares about Goku. Also, when is Dragon Ball Super actually coming back? The show itself, like, when is that actually coming back? That, like, the show is going to be awesome. We already know that the last season, no matter how much people say Dragon Ball Super is trash and this and that, yes, I'm not gonna say it's trash, but at the same time, it's literally like one of the most mediocre shows. Especially when you're comparing it to the manga, and you're comparing the manga to the anime, because the anime and the manga are kind of different. I do like the anime storytelling better for Dragon Ball Super, but the manga has its own version of the storytelling. I do like the way they did Goku Black in the manga, and versus the anime. He was more of a savage, and he was more of like a beastly Saiyan in the manga versus the anime, where he was more flamboyant. Which is fine, but at the same time, it's like I like the more beastly look of Goku Black in the black outline of his eyes and shit like that. It was all pretty sick in the manga version. But Vegeta, overall, Vegeta needs a win. I do think that Vegeta has to get like the next. If he doesn't win at all, that's like half the Dragon Ball fan base Akira Toriyama's pissing on at this point. Because Vegeta's as popular as Goku at this point, but Goku's the mascot, so people talk about Goku more. But Vegeta is just as popular as Goku. He's not more popular, obviously, but he's up there with Goku, and he's the top two. How can you only have Goku as the only character that does anything in Dragon Ball, and no one else does anything else except for like in the Tournament of Power? But honestly speaking, do you really think that after the Tournament of Power they will do something like that ever again? Like, they will keep having Goku win now because Goku is the main character of the series, even though Gohan was supposed to be the main character after the Cell arc, but Akira wanted to go back to Goku. It's always going to be Goku at this point, unfortunately. And I mean, it would have been cool to see Gohan do a little bit more, but Gohan wasn't personally my favorite as compared to like Vegeta, compared to like Goku Black, compared to like Broly. Those are the characters that I really care for the most. I want to see Broly back again. That is, oof, if I can bring back Broly right now, if I was like the writer, I would definitely bring back Broly. At least in one of these arcs, because these arcs are actually really good to interject that character again. So whenever they decide to, or whenever Akira decides to introduce Broly or reintroduce Broly, I think that's where we're going to see like a big surge of like a lot of people that will get interested, go back into the series, because Broly, besides Goku and Vegeta, I personally think that Broly is like definitely in the top 5 most recognizable Dragon Ball characters overall. Broly, because if you compare Broly to Frieza, like, you would think, oh yeah, Frieza was the main guy, but he always loses because Frieza always lost. He kept getting his ass beat by the entirety of the Pride Troopers back in the Tournament of Power. He always lost over and over and over again. Who cares about Frieza? I mean, to be fair, certain people do. But, I only care about the real characters, like the real characters that I can actually relate to. Not no cynical, maniacal motherfucker like Frieza. I like Broly. He's a fucking, even though he is maniacal, depending on which version, and I prefer the DBZ version, but he was a fucking beast, though. He was beating everybody. He was like the unequivocal badass of that movie. Especially if you listen to the American version, man, like listening to Pantera as he's transforming with the tens, bro, like that is nothing is better than that, bro. Like, his transformation song with Pantera was so fucking awesome, dude. There's nothing better than that. So anybody that says that, oh, Broly is just a trash character, no, he's not. He's definitely like top 10, and I had people told me that he was a trash character. He's not a trash character. Frieza, in my opinion, compare Frieza to Broly, and you really think that, oh yeah, Frieza is like one of those characters that nobody gives a fuck about. Like, honestly, if you give a fuck about him, that's you. But the majority of people will want to see somebody like, even Moro, to some aspects, in my personal opinion, is better than Frieza. You know, so it's like, that's why God needed to give Vegeta the win. This is why I hate the way Dragon Ball Super, the last Dragon Ball Super movie, or was it Dragon Ball Z? The Resurrection of F. I hate the way they did my boy Vegeta so wrong. It's like, Vegeta is like so disrespected to the point where people can't even say anything to express how disrespected he is at this point. He literally had a win against Frieza in the movie, yet that we reverted time and then Goku took the win. How, if that's not more disrespectful, then what is, honestly? Because this is so wrong for a character like that to have such a huge impact to the community, but has no presence within the actual show itself. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't like it, and I know you don't like it. Let me know what you guys think. I just don't know. I don't know what Akira's going to do with the character. I know he's not going to do shit about the character. He's just going to only make him be the shadow, like the literal shadow of Goku. He is literally the shadow of Goku. Even though he's beaten Goku, at this point, he's literally the shadow of Goku. And I hate it. I really do. Sorry about that noise. But let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, leave a comment, subscribe. Do whatever you want to do. Check out all my other videos if you like this video, but all my other videos are mainly Sonic content, and I did leave some Dragon Ball videos down there too. I will also leave it in this video as well, so that you can have a link to it. This is Kai Rose. I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.